Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Zone OS, we have a Crystal Flex Get Freaky Zone, and we have a Calvin Heimberg Toro. These are some of my favorite approach discs out on the market. Well, I don't know if the Zone OS is my favorite approach disc out on the market right now, but I have a Zone and I have a Toro. Absolutely love both of them. I'm gonna see how this Zone OS flies and whether you should pick it up tomorrow or not. Let's do it. I'm gonna start off with my Crystal Flex Get Freaky Zone, then I'm gonna go Toro, then I'm gonna go Zone OS. Overstable as expected. A little bit less glidey than that Get Freaky, but again, overstable. It's time to throw the Zone OS. That thing just dies, guys. I'm gonna give a full rip of that disc at the end of the video to see how far I can get, so stay tuned. So that was with a slight tailwind. This is where the Zone OS ended up, probably about 200 feet from where I started my throw. My actual zone ended up over here, so probably about 230, which is usually what I get on my zone throws. And then my Toro is just a little bit more to the left, but probably again about 225, 230. All three did exactly what I wanted them to do. I'm just curious to see if I can throw this Zone OS over 230 feet. We're going into a slight headwind now, probably no more than 6-7 miles an hour, so nothing too crazy. But again, I want to see if I can throw this Zone OS over 230, 240. I'm going to really try and pump on this Zone and Toro, see if I can get those over 250. There's that headwind. I had to flip up. I actually threw down a little bit of Anhyzer, and that is probably right where I started. So probably about the same distance as the first one. Toro next. Very low, big skip. Aw, they're sitting right next to each other. It's time to see how the Zone OS does in the headwind. It just, yeah, there's no shot. Give me 20, 30 mile an hour headwind. I don't think that thing's flipping up. I want to give a quick little shout out to Daryl over at Down4 Disc Golf for hooking me up with this Zone OS a little bit earlier so I can make this video. Over there at Down4 Disc Golf, you have so many options. The used rack is unbelievable. You're gonna find rare discs and you're gonna find some brand new discs on that used rack. Everything that you could want is over at Down4 Disc Golf. So if you need anything disc golf related, go to Down4, they have it. I'm at a youth soccer field. I don't know what the regulation size is from goal to goal on a youth soccer field, but I'm a little concerned that this Zone OS won't get to that goal. Hit the crossbar. Oh, I went beyond it. That was a little bit of a grip lock and a forehand. I think I released it flat. That was still kind of far. I went the distance of the field. The last thing that I want to do before I take these out onto the course is throw these on Anhyzer. I'm going to throw this almost like a tomahawk, like almost 90 degrees vertical, because I just think it's going to pan out immediately. Same thing with the Toro and the Get Freaky Zone. L. Should pan out. No, it kind of holds that line, which is why I love it. Toro, I kind of expect to pan out. It is a little bit more overstable than the Get Freaky Zone. Yeah. That Toro is really money. I think the more that you would beat that Toro in, it would definitely hold the line like the Get Freaky, but now it's time for the Zone OS. It's coming backwards now. Guys, I'm gonna freeze frame exactly how I threw that disc. This thing was like this, but then it immediately went to flat. That disc is wild. I don't know why anybody would want it, but if you want it, go for it. Take your predictions, which one you think is gonna be the closest to the basket. That Get Freaky might be a little hard to beat. Oh yeah, it's probably 15 feet. Toro, I've been pretty good with it so far, not gonna lie. Fade, baby, fade, 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 fade. Not enough fade, but you know what has enough fade? The Zone OS. Give me a big skip. No shot, that thing sucks. Oh, flag step help. do yourself a favor. Don't get this. Get a normal zone, get a Toro, get something that works for you. But that thing, I feel like I'm about to rip a bicep tendon. You made it to the end of the video. I'm gonna see how far I can throw the Zone OS. We're going into a headwind because I feel like that's the only way that I can throw this thing far. I'm going for over 250. Don't know if it's possible. It's a beefcake! You've gotta be kidding me.